All right, so happy November. It is a great time of year. One, the weather's getting on the cooler side. If you start looking ahead, you realize might be getting a little busier. So we're gonna do some very simple stuff that you guys can do now and not have to worry about later on. One of which is planting stuff in your garden that you're gonna be using for the holidays. So think of thyme, oregano, marjoram. These are things that you can keep in smaller containers. And although they're this size, you can still pull some leaves from them. Sometimes you don't need a lot for cooking, but within the month, they'll do some good growing because they are okay in the cooler seasons. Also in November, as we start looking at seeds to plant, we're looking at things that are gonna be growing that have big leaves. Why will they have big leaves? Because we have less daylight hours. So cooler temperatures, less daylight hours. These plants need larger leaves so they can capture more of that sunlight. A couple that I really like to plant are romanesco. They always have that cool kind of spiral pattern to them. They're a really good conversational piece. They actually have some really cool colors. There's like a purple, there's a green romanesco. The other one I like is from San Diego Seed Company. It's Savory Perfection Cabbage. Some people are like, why would I plant cabbage? I can go to the store and plant cabbage. You're not gonna find this cabbage in a store. It's a wrinkle leaf cabbage. So one, it can be used for garnish. Two, it's great for culinary. So I always like to plant things you're not gonna be finding at the supermarket. So for November, we are looking at fruit trees. It's a little too early to start your pruning, but some of our fruit trees still have green leaves on them. They might not be changing colors quite yet. So now is the time to get that last fertilizing in. So if you don't know what fruit trees do, as we start seeing the leaves change color, is they're sucking all that nutrients back into the trunk, back into that root system because they're getting ready for winter. Luckily here for San Diego, winter doesn't come early usually, it comes a little bit later. So these plants are still taking up nutrients to their roots. So that's why we're gonna be using a good fertilizer, the down-to-earth fertilizer. We're a big fan of it here. They've been around for 60 years. And this is a fertilizer, the way I like to use it for fruit trees is it's 1 cup for every inch in trunk diameter. So you look at your trunks, you go up a couple inches, look at your trunks. If they're that big, it's about 2 cups. Newly planted bare root from last season might only be a cup. And you're gonna put this underneath the canopy of the tree. So you got the very tips at the drip line to the trunk. That's where you should be watering and fertilizing. So put that on the last fertilizing because winter's gonna be coming. I wanna give them that little extra kick. Last but not least for November, I love to plant stuff that you can actually eat because everything kind of here at the nursery has a purpose. Even the animals, they eat. It comes out their back end. We use that in our compost piles and stuff. So everything has a purpose. One thing that I like to look at are water plants. So we think of lilies and hyacinths, things that just look pretty, but there's also a lot that you can plant in your water gardens that you can eat. Over here, I have water celery. Water celery is really cool. It's a culinary celery. It's gonna get about this tall, puts out a pretty white flower. Another one is water hyssops. What's really cool about it, it's low growing, it's gonna spread out. It has culinary and medicinal uses. So water hyssops is just another cool thing you can add to your water feature to give it a little greenery in these colder times of the year. So for November, we'd love to hear about what you guys are doing, what you have going on in your gardens, what you have planned for the future. So definitely go ahead and comment and let us know what you're doing. For myself, I am definitely getting ready for the holidays. So I'm actually putting these in containers. I'll probably have them up by my patio, not inside the house, outside the house. So that way when I'm cooking, I can just run outside and grab it. I don't have to go all the way to the back garden. And then as they outgrow those containers, I will be putting them in my garden. I hope you guys have a great November.